dark on that camera. Must be looking dark today. Let's scooch us back. There we go. Okie doke. Well, how are we doing? Happy Friday, my goodness. Somehow already Friday. Um, but yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Let me pull up our live chats before we get rolling, before the questions start popping in there. So let's get our little live chats. Boom. And got some regulars popping in there saying hey. All right. Well, I guess I'll just make do with that. I'll just keep the YouTube one up then. I got the TikTok one right there anyway, so. All right. What do we got? February 20th somehow. February, I feel like February freaking flew by, dude. Um, I feel like it flew by, to be honest. But yeah, almost freaking March, which is kind of cool. Gonna start getting warm soon. In the Northeast, so it's like freezing, you know. Um, Even just before this, I'm like, dang, my freaking hands are so cold. How do I? Sorry, we got a study Bible doing the work for the mic here because I was getting sick of hunching over trying to speak into this thing. So, you, hello, you are Brazilian. Very nice to know. How are you doing? But yes, actually, let me see if I could change this YouTube camera just a wee bit because it's kind of like, I don't know, pointed off to a side for me. Mm, heebie geebie. Give me 1 second here. All right. Actually, I don't even know why I have this computer up. I'll just do that. I want to see if I can get closer. Oh, cool. Look at that. There we go. You're kind of like staring right into the mic, though. Staring right down the barrel of the microphone, but we'll make do. We'll do a little vertical chat. So, computer's closed out. See, that might be a little too high, to be honest. Okay. Want to play hardball? There we go. There we go. I got the computer out of the way, and I feel like I'm up close talking to you guys now. For some reason, I look dark, but I think it's the yeah, because that looks good, well lit. Guess it's them glasses making it all yellow like. But I freaking love these, by the way. Glasses been kicking butt for me. My eyes don't burn at all. I have heavy screen time with the job, so I love these things. True docs. But I don't believe we've seen too many questions come in just yet. Jacoby, I think I've seen you in here before. What's up, man? How we doing? Let us know where you're tuning in from as well. Always love to know. As you know, with lives, they shoot us all over the world. So, ooh, it looks like we got our first question here. I just got discharged from the hospital for myxedema coma. Okay, I want to try something natural. Wow, sorry to hear that. I mean, that is no joke there. I think there's plenty that can be done. It's just where to begin and finding that next step, which I would love to see some of the lab work and some more details on what you have there. Complimentary calls available within the online store in the bio there, but feel free to give us more details here, obviously. But some people don't like to share it all. That's cool. Healing from back to back spinal surgeries. Oh my goodness. Gretchen, any suggestions? Yes, you could do some boswellia. You can do some bone broth protein. That way, you can get just varied forms of collagen that are going to be used for that healing process, for one thing, but then also helping a lot with that pain receptor end of it with the boswellia coming in there. Because there's a lot of good constituents in there for still healing and coordinating different immune cells for an injured tissue, but a lot for the pain. A lot for the pain. What is up? Nothing much, dude. Hanging out Friday night, helping you guys out. Hello, hello. I had salmonella. Oh my goodness. Osteomyelitis bone infection. Jeez, Gretchen. Holy moly. Still on wound back and brace? Yeah, I bet. That's why I was like, I'm probably not going to say turmeric or anything that might mess with any surgery healing. So, Boswellia, bone broth protein. My goodness. You'll do great. You'll do great. Actually, maybe even some go to cola for microcirculation there too. Be really helpful. Some go to cola. Oh, wow, my elbow fits on this little study Bible. Okie doke. I was in the hospital for 6 days. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a second. That is a big one. What would you say about hypertension? There's a lot that ties into being inflamed chronically, for one thing, being stressed out chronically. Those two are massive. I mean, all you have to do is stub your toe and then you could raise blood pressure. So there's stressors that change that response. And as long as you could figure out what's happening there, I think blood sugar, I think the adrenals, the thyroid, the fatty tissue on the abdomen, there's a heck of a lot that plays into that. Also, mineral and electrolyte or mineral slash electrolyte balance there. Potassium deficiencies, sodium deficiencies. I think you do some coleus, maybe dandelion root there too. Convert some of those lipids down and even have some diuretic effects and helping small intestine, helping a lot with blood pressure there. But that's really just to normalize some stressors that come in toxically, especially if you're doing something like dandelion root, coleus. Those are very liver focused types of herbs there. So depends on why the blood pressure's high. Ooh, indication of low ALP. Either insufficiencies or toxicity. So either you don't have enough enzymes, cofactors, building blocks to convert things through that liver, or or there's some toxicity going on to where things are slowing down a lot, and your functionality score, so to speak, is low. Um, with that zinc deficiency comes to mind. You would want to get that from raw oyster meat. Something like our zinc, our wellness zinc is from oyster meat, so that you can get proper zinc and copper ratios and all the things that can become imbalanced when you get. But yeah, good question though. Good question. Struggling. Oh no, TikTok scrolling me away here. Um, where was the fertility question? Where were we? Oh, there it is. Bubble Struffles. There she is. Struggling to conceive second baby. Okay. In 6 years, tried Clomid. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, both the male and female need some labs done here because we got to isolate what's going on there. It can be one, it can be both. Most of the time, it's both involved because there are a lot of things that go on in terms of mental stress for women, and especially progesterone building up properly, having proper implementation of things there. From a guy's perspective, you want motility and different forms of testing there. So it depends on why that's happening. But a lot of the time, it's deficiencies, stressing out, some conversions through the liver there for their female. Maybe there's autoimmunity going on. Um, I would want to speak to you on the phone and then order the right labs to figure out why this is happening. But I see that a lot. I mean, fertility is probably number two or three most common thing I'm seeing, but very simple to solve with the right labs. So, and lifestyle changes and food changes and all that stuff too. It's not, a walk in the park all the time, but depends on what's going on. Usually, if it's really tough and you're not finding any answers, there's some hidden immune stressor there, majority of the time. Can alopecia be one-time occurrence or destined to become chronic lifetime issue? I mean, again, with losing hair, there's going to be a reason why. Sometimes for a lot of dudes, it's stress adding up. It's DHT building up. Um, Very potent hormone that hair does not like and will fry off hair follicles quicker than anything else. Um, so there's that. There can be some hormonal things going on. Even histamine and cortisol responses at the scalp's level is going to be separate than systemically. Um, true alopecia is going to be more autoimmune. So you need to find the immune triggers there. And usually anything from that perspective is going to have some deficiencies and um, autoimmune triggers there. So, or immune triggers. Sorry, these glasses are digging into my ears. Jeez. I'm not used to wearing glasses, never been until now. So, Bill Kelly, good question. So, potassium deficiency could very well be. I'll get in touch this week. Sorry, it scrolled me to her. It scrolled me to the bottom. But yeah, send me a message or go to the website in the bio there, whichever you want to do. Okay, sent the DM from Gretchen. Yeah, Gretchen, we gotta figure something out for you too. Do you think blood pressure could get back to normal naturally? That and acid reflux are the two quickest things that I see normalized. So, sorry, I mean, your body created that response. It's creating that high blood pressure scenario for a reason. So once you pull away the stressors and rebuild, now it's not there. I mean, it's like if you stub your toe every freaking day, it's not going to heal well. But if there's too much sugar going on, maybe some mineral deficiencies, we got some immune reaction stuff going on, creating a chronic immune response, and now you're inflamed. Now you're holding on to water. You eat a little bit of sugar, you gain freaking 12 pounds, and it's like, what's going on here? So, didn't used to be like that when you were younger, but the dominoes add up. That is for sure. These are not prescription, and the brand is True Dark. No ties to them at all. Oh no! There we go. A normal pair. No. This is to protect my eyes from the screens. All right. Good morning from Tully. My goodness. Best herbs for lowering blood pressure. So that is the framework and thinking that we're all brought into and taught, right? Especially on these apps here, on TikTok with the shop and all that, because we're trained to be like, okay, if there's a symptom or a sign going on, there should be a natural thing that we could take to have an answer for that. But you're all different on the insides, and the reasons why that's happening is different for everybody. So I've never really seen two of the same labs come back in the same exact way, or people with the exact same symptoms having different reasons behind those things. Um, what can help some of those pathways in the short term? Coleus, probably dandelion root, maybe albizia, but I would wonder what else you're taking. I would wonder what else you've tried, what you're doing there, because there's plenty in terms of getting sugar down, increasing fiber, making sure you're getting enough salt and potassium. Um, Normal potassium intake is like 4,500 milligrams a day for a female, almost 5,000 for a male. So, bum, bum, bum. And again, back to the chronic inflammatory stressor thing, that could be mental, chemical, or physical. It doesn't have to be a bad food that you're eating, but oftentimes it is. So that's that's usually a big reason. Um, Lemonette. I'm not sure I understood what you said there. From Thailand. Oh my goodness. How to build up low ferritin. I mean, you want to aim for your iron-rich foods and support your liver. Obviously, there can be some reasons for having depletion of iron stores from an internal bleed, possibly being anemic, maybe menstruation or food practices that get you kind of stuck there. But organ meat's fantastic. So you could do something like a digestion glandular, for example, that will have a few different organ meats in there, but a ton of liver in there too, that you can get the most bioavailable nutrient dense sources of iron, or even something like in immune glandular, like in the online store there. Immune glandular, you'll have spleen, liver, and thymus. So spleen being definitely the most red blood cell rich, iron rich thing you can do, um, by far. So yeah, I like turmeric in there. I like maybe sticking with that. Promoting stomach acid too, apple cider vinegar, beta-NHCl, great things, digestive enzymes, beautiful stuff. Um, yeah, what are you guys saying on YouTube? Pre-recorded stream. Okay, correct. What does your diet look like? Heavy on proteins. I love my coffee, but with my coffee goes protein powder. Um, Kind of doing a little bit more leaner or mixing up the meats, really between chicken, fish, and then various sources of red meats. Obviously, all the highest, cleanest sourcing you can get there. I do like forms of berries, honey, things like that for sugars, and a lot of fermentable foods too, because that's going to be fiber, but still just a really long sugar, really. Um, but high nutrient dense things. I like different smoothies and things. You can do some veggies in there. Really, Brussels sprouts are my thing. I love those. Sweet potatoes, awesome. Really rich in potassium, things like that. Avocados, great. But duck eggs, and it's pretty simple there. High sources of proteins. If you focus on that, you'll get enough fats and then get your fibers in. And that's a mix of veggies and some berry sources, avocados. There's a couple others too, but it depends on what's kind of what you're aiming for there. Try to do the least amount of grains and sugars possible. So that's what I do. What is the brand of blue light glasses? True dark glasses. Um, oh my goodness, prednisone for 10 years. Woof. That is a hard hole to get out of. Very hard. She get some. Yes, I will. Thank you for answering. I think I saw that one. Hello, hello. KGM. How are we? I'm trying to find Anthony popping in there. Let's get, sorry, where did we leave off? Acid reflux, another good question. I'll get to him. I'll get to him. Liz popping in there. All right. So the prednisone. Okay. Pinched nerve from my right side straight down to my ankle. I would see Cairo. You can do some inversion table. There are self-blocking techniques as well, but this is going to be needed in person. So, okay. So we got that one. I'm struggling with eczema. Okay. Crocodile oil. Interesting. It's coming from the inside though. Eczema is a GI issue. Um, immune irritants going on. Probably got some bacterial things, some yeast things, disrupted barriers. So we got to rebuild that. And testing's needed. So start on some chamomile, some albizia. Go from there. Da, da, da. Acid reflux. It is low stomach acid, not high, and it's from irritating foods such as alcohol, copious amounts of chocolates, coffee, but inflammation within the stomach leading to that esophageal lining to broaden up, and then that communication is not as quick with that smooth muscle response. Anyways, people usually stressing out. That's vagal nerve innervation there. So getting stressed down and off mentally and physically and chemically. Take in vibration plates, chiropractic, um, prolordotic exercise bands, dental rolls for the cervical spine, sauna, getting stressed down physically, and then you can do um, some apple cider vinegar mixed with aloe vera juice. I would get a food allergy test done. I would do probably some slippery almond chamomile in there for the beginning portion of that, but it's really going to figure out, okay, what are the inflammatory sources, and then we go from there. Because really, if you're not figuring out the reasons why, we know stomach acid's low. That's the reason why you're getting that. But now, how to restore that is more than just putting acidity back in, because it's kind of going to hurt at first or be uncomfortable. That's why getting the immune response to calm down. Slippery elm, chamomile, some aloe vera, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and then you can start ramping that up more and more, especially once you find what's going on in that GI from an overgrowth standpoint or possible infections, things like that. So um, I would start there, and get pretty far with all that. I actually was somebody that had that in the past. It was terrible. Woke up with it every day. I hated it. it was the worst. But pinch nerve question again. Anthony helping his dad out. Heck yeah, man. Call me up, even just to chat things through. I'm sure you got some questions too. Can be six high levels a thing for my burning organs? I don't know if that's a serious question. Lavi says hi. Hello. What to help with kidney disease? Oh no. I'd want to know more details on this. That's for sure. When did this start? How long is this going? What is happening? What are you taking? What are you doing? But why is it happening is the biggest question. And I see a lot of issues with mold. I see a lot of issues with sugar, improper hydration, obviously, toxicity that goes through because your kidneys are a major filtration organ. So is your liver too. And if your liver's dealing with a lot, that's going to get passed along and just weigh on your kidneys way more. So there can be a heck of a lot. So, meantime support, can you do something like astragalus for microvasculature? within the kidney itself. Then you can do, and that's for all blood vessels, but it does target the kidney well. Blood sugar glandular will have kidney in there. I have a stock of that though. So dandelion root, that can help a lot of things out. Corset mushroom. But again, that's not going to cure things. That's going to help restore some function there as we figure out why that's happening in the first place. So you're getting some building blocks, taking stressors off, you know, rebuilding and restoring some things, but you got to get back to ground zero, you know? And your body does heal itself. So don't be told or thought, think otherwise. Yeah, words. Sinus question. Usually there's some allergens coming in, whether airborne or foodborne. Probably looking at daily lifestyle habits, doing some reflection there. I'd be curious what's going on med wise. Sometimes that can lead to a hyper response in the other direction. So, um, yes. Eczema question. Hit that one. Where are we here? Raynaud's. Raynaud's similar to autoimmune. If you have some of those GI things going on, it's probably all tied in together. I do like Go-To Cola or Neo 40, nitric oxide 40. Fantastic. But you can get a lot of that from doing something like sauna. So get the best gym membership that you can. Start going to some saunas, eat a bunch of beets and fermentable foods. You'll do great. You'll get some more dilation there. But again, if we don't find the immune irritants, we're not going to completely get us back to ground zero. So, um, you guys trying to get me freaking kicked off here, huh? Asking these crazy questions. I gotta get more cameras as well and newer ones because this freaking camera sucks. Not the TikTok one, the YouTube one over here is like an iPhone XR, and I hate the way it looks, dude. Hate the way it looks. Midlife rant, you know. Also, ear pain. Holy hell! I didn't know glasses like slice into your ears. Little did I know all this time. Ooh, I got POTS after having my baby. Doc says salt is the only treatment. Not true. Not working. Sodium, you got to remember potassium there too, but minerals is not where the discussion ends there. Very much an autoimmune presentation. Have to figure out from a food standpoint, GI standpoint, possible viral issues that went on. I would wonder if you got the COVID vax. Um, I would like to know natural killer cells, T cells, and adrenal function there too. That's a pretty in depth thing there to walk through, but minerals certainly important. I think potassium is just as important to focus on along with sodium, but yeah, for POTS, there's going to be adrenal involvement and immune system involvement, and the immune system changing nervous and adrenal systems. So you can do some training with some inversion tables, working into different depths, kind of going back and coming upwards so that you're not getting that crazy heart flutter. But sodium, potassium, some inversion table, vibration plates just to calm that nervous system down, chiro adjusting, massage, sauna. Um, oh, oh, that was my light. That was like, what the heck happened here? Um, Now I'm super dark. Let's see if we can fix that. Pots. Forgot where we were. Okay. Pots. Middle of that. Went through the beginning. Then yeah, need to get some blood work done. Blood work, probably urine test. See what's going on microbially and what I just said before. And all the words I said before. Oh, jeez. Big old stretch, eh? We got nothing in the hair today, so it's going crazy. It's going crazy. Mind of its own. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Best thing for cough with phlegm. So, key detail there. I do love OSHA root. It'll dilate the bronchial pathways there and will increase the production of white blood cells within the lungs. So, it'll dry the sinuses out there too a little bit so that you're not getting crazy amounts of postnasal drip. And if you do, and your throat is sore as hell, grab some herbal throat spray, grab some OSHA in the online store. Link in bio there. Will save your life, brother. Hello, Doc. Hello. Am I real? Maybe. Maybe. Germany, English is no good. That's all right. People from all over. Look, Pakistan. Look at all those. Yes, they are blue light glasses. Cutting the espresso, helping the GI. Nice. Yeah, man. Especially if you're doing some Cafe Bustelo, a bunch of toxic ingredients in there. Body's like, yuck. I actually took, I was talking about OSHA earlier. I took OSHA and licorice roots before I did this. By the way, forgot how good licorice tasted. I'm going to grab it for you guys, actually. Mr. Licorice here. My goodness. Tastes so good. And our herbs don't taste good. There's no added nothing in here. They don't taste good, but they work better than anybody else's product. So, highest potency, purity, concentration on the planet. Um, and these things are extracted for months, if not years, sometimes, depending on what it is. Um, but yeah, took some licorice before because I was like super tired, had a full day of work, and usually on Fridays I'm like, I get this huge dip just from all the crazy adrenal demand on my job. I run a business here, run a whole clinic, take care of a bunch of people, and then OSHA because not because I need dilation in my lungs or I have a cough or anything, but because it helps with oxytocin. So it makes me super lovely to be on camera here. But seriously, if you know somebody extremely grumpy, or if you're kind of like annoyed with your partner, relationship partner, take some OSHA. I actually recommend couples that are fighting to take it before they finish their fight, and usually no more fight, and it's all hugs, you know. Um, and then wellness way babies come. All right. Anyways, the B vitamin question. Okay, damages too many antibiotics. That's what happened to me. So join the club. Definitely can be overdone. I was a wrestler for like almost 20 years, so had my fair share of antibiotics and restrictive eating and terrible food practices. And yeah, that's actually what brought me to the wellness way. Had a bunch of acid reflux and some of the things you guys got going on, but you don't have to have it. So, young buck, that's actually really funny. I love YouTube's got the jokes, dude, better than anybody else. Puffy face, what to do? Ooh, okay, Emma. Sorry, I skipped everybody and went straight to Emma. Puffy face, what to do? So you probably eat too much sugar. I would go in the sauna. That would be my number one thing. Right? Why are there so many unfiltered comments in here? What the? Hello, hello, hello. Walking 10 steps a day help get rid of spider veins. I will tell you how to get rid of spider veins, which you want to take half a lemon, half a lime, splash of apple cider vinegar, 1 can of Zevia soda. I hope you had a pen when I was starting to say this. And then broccoli sprouts. And you're going to blend all that up. um, add the soda in later. You could use water, ice, stuff like that. But there's a lot of good constituents there for blood vessel repair. and even calcium removal there, um, which can help. But usually that's coming from a liver issue, to be quite honest. And there's definitely support needed for the liver there. But say you do some coleus, some dandelion, go to cola, get that lemon lime mixture with the ACV, broccoli sprouts. Yeah, your K2 rich foods, potassium rich foods, fluid balancing, stuff like that. Yada yada. Okay, this computer is so in the way here. Oh, yes, so in the way. There we go. Okay. Sorry, people on YouTube. I keep forgetting to put live health Q&A on the title of the live. So everybody comes up in here and they're like, what is this about? Yes, I am fixing my very fuzzy, fluffy hair. Fuzzy and fluffy today. I don't know. Trying to just go raw, you know. All right. let's keep going. I don't know what these words are. What is you content? All right. Let's scroll through here. MJ Star Media, hello. I don't know what you guys are saying. Hello from Australia. My goodness. All the way across the pond, huh? Thank you, Doc. You're so welcome. Okay, so we got acid reflux question again, which I will say again. It's a low stomach acid issue, and people don't realize that. They think it's too high, and you're given antacids, which will help with the symptom. It'll spray the fire down, so to speak. But we got to rebuild some of the house, not just spray it down with water every day, because then it starts to rot, as you've seen with a bunch of people that you may or may not know walking around. So you could do some aloe vera juice mixed with apple cider vinegar, very small amounts. You want to work up, start very small. Keep the aloe vera juice much heavier in concentration there. Lily of the Desert, really good brand. Some slippery elm, some chamomile tinctures like tinctures, not um, tea, none of that crap, because you're only going to get basically some of the minerals in there and essential oils. So you're not getting much. You're actually wasting some money. Um, Other than that, I would want to know about mental stress. I would want to know about some history here, how long PPIs were done, if they were done. Um, maybe some licorice if it's really bad. Some bone broth recipes there. Drinking bone broth like crazy. Not the protein, just to differentiate them, like actual bone broth. And pulling away the inflammatory foods. My goodness, that's why you got there. It's from alcohol. It's from sugar. It's from too much bread. It's from toxicity. It's from beating the living hell out of our bodies for 30 years. And then you turn around and go, why is this happening? It must be genetic. And it's like, oh my goodness, people. um, my frustrations, right? OSHA. Yes, you got it right. Like OSHA, like the, oh, it's backwards. I keep forgetting it's always going to be backwards. I don't know why they do that on here. Okay. So you don't recommend Sambuca. That's good. I've had Sambuca. I think it's fantastic in some espresso. I am Italian, full blown. Couldn't tell from the name there. But yeah, Sambuca falls into the category. If you are gonna, aim for that buzzed or drunk type of feeling, you could do some kava, and you'll actually get a very similar feeling and not damage your liver. It'll actually do some beneficial things there, even for neurotransmitter production and conversion and getting stress off the system mentally. You'll feel really good. You'll feel buzzed, happy, warm, and not damage the body. The holy temple, you know. I actually like sake more than I do sambuca because it's rice based sake. So Emma's Italian too. My goodness. What did I give up for Lent? I'm gonna be real with you. What I gave up for Lent. Get them out. Late night scrolling. That's what I got rid of because Instagram is way too funny nowadays. Instagram has me locked in, dude. Locked in on the funny reels, this burnt peanut content, just funny stuff. And that's what I gave up. So I've been doing some melatonin late at night. Well, not late, like 9 p.m. 6 to 9 milligrams, depending on the circadian rhythm of that day when I woke up. And I've been sleeping like a baby, and it's working. Plus, I mean, my eyes feel so good. So good. I would do, long live streams, get on the phone with patients, stare at more light, screen. Oh my goodness. My eyes were burning, dude. My eyes were burning. But yeah, late night scrolls out of there for Lent, and I'm gonna keep it. It's just sorry for the invite. Didn't mean to send that. I always oh oh sorry. Sorry. Italian 2. Burnt peanut is awesome. Yes. Sake is rice based, so it's just a common allergy for people to have. Um, Wheat, potato, and all these brewer's yeast and all this stuff that gets added, conventionally in America. So I think it's a much better way to do things. There's even rice based beer out there. If you guys didn't know, there you go. From a Wisconsin company. And I actually found that when I was living in Wisconsin. I was like, holy crap, they got rice based beer. No, none of my food allergies on there. Pretty cool. Bum, bum, bum. Did a mold test because I have vertigo. Came back borderline high in the normal ranges. Okay, so then that wasn't your stressor. There can be something going on at the cervical spine. I would wonder ergonomics of what's happening with the cervical spine, how much screen time you're doing per day. Um, Also, sugar habits, possible yeast within the GI. It doesn't have to be mold. It can have some bacterial things going on there too. But it can be physical. It doesn't have to be a chemical reason. So I don't know. Italian live longer? Probably. We're a little shorter, so that's technically true. What are my allergies? You know what mine are? Coconut +4. Full stop. What the hell's going on there? Which is so annoying. Coconut. Ugh. But yeah, coconut. Cod also +4. Makes no sense at all. Baker's yeast. Wheat. Um, no dairy, which is cool. No cheeses. That's cool. Sesame. That's a big one. Hemp. Another big one. Weird ones. I have such weird ones. And then chicken eggs, which I cannot get rid of for the life of me. So duck eggs it is. What else? Is that it? That's what I can remember. It's like my third one. So how much carbs a day are good? I would say like 2 to 3 cups of berries, depending on your activity, depending on your weight, depending on so many things, thyroid function, all that. And in your energy levels high enough, you could do some licorice root and adrenal glandular. Link in bio for that one. But hey, I am probably going to cut us off here because we are going early bedtimes nowadays. Um, I got a couple more calls to make for the night here. Couple more videos to do, bunch of stuff to do. So, for the people that were trying to reach out, either through complimentary consults, which the first call totally complimentary, and then we can go forward on things from there. Whether you do um, different variations of testing, or if you're just trying to dip toes in the water, go to the online store, and as I answer the questions, there you go. Take advantage. But I do discount new patient appointments during the live times too. So slice you 200 bucks off there. But yeah, reach out to me. We'll cover some more. We will definitely be back here tomorrow. How can we schedule? Through my bio. If you click my little name there, it'll take you to my homepage, and then there'll be a website link in there to schedule complimentary visits. So check that out. And then people on YouTube, same thing. I know you guys can't message me over there, but if you have a problem with it, just message me. I'll call you. We'll get her done. So, all right, YouTube, peace. TikTok.